Hello, hello, dear Wonder Women. Today I am gonna talk with an exceptional lady again I have to make a confession. She has helped me a great amount over these few weeks. I have purchased one of her seminars and she delivered, I think, 3 meditations and a few good tips along in that 4 hour, I think it was, yeah. Lot of wisdom, a lot of healing energy, a lot of aha moments. And I have to tell you, dear women, that if you would like to get in touch with your uterus, with your ovaries, with your inner organs, with your ancestors, with your higher self, this is the woman for you, Suzana Grau. I welcome you here in the Sisterhood of Wonder Women.
Oh.
Hello, a warm greeting to you and welcome.
Thank you, Szeréna. Thank you, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you for inviting me to the circle of your Wonder Woman, of those women who are gathering around you. Hello, ladies. Hello. It's a pleasure and honor to be here and to weave this conversation that we're gonna do.
So Suzana Grau, before I forget, Suzana also has a circle of her, well, not own women, but also has a very nice big tribe in the Facebook. So she has a group too, so you can join her too there, but maybe we can talk about it later too. So definitely your circle is a healing circle and you help a lot of women, but basically you are an actress. You call yourself, you say that when you introduce yourself that you are an actress, you're a shaman, you're a healer, you're a what? Who is Suzana Grau?
All of that. I started my journey as a makeup artist. So in my teens, I was a makeup artist, and I worked in opera as a makeup artist and a hairdresser. So that was my first profession. And when I was working there was a Carmen, opera Carmen. And when the woman was singing, I was like, that's my passion. That's how I feel about myself. This is who I am. And the creative flows that are going through me, I can't express them as a makeup artist enough. Yeah. So I went to add some knowledge into my basket. And then I went to academy and I was accepted in those exams, and I started my journey as an actress, studying as an actress, working as an actress, going abroad and working abroad as an actress. And then again came this feeling, the juices that are within me, I can't express all that I am. So I can express the performer, I can share my voice, but I didn't have a feeling that I am contributing with my gifts that are still within me, the seeds that are still within me. Yeah. And that's when the suffering started, because it's like, so what, am I gonna like every couple years change the profession, you know? And the society, you know how is the society, you have to have the box, you are this is who you are. Yeah. And then in 2008 I found a great shaman teacher. I already knew about him a couple years before, but you know how it is, like when you have to make a change, you know that when you do the step there, that your life is never going to be the same. So for me, I was waiting like for 4 years until I attended his seminar. Yeah. And immediately after 3 hours, I knew that I'm gonna go on a 1-year-long journey to work with him and to study ritual and to dance, because it was like movement and rituals and shamanic practices. So I was traveling between Slovenia and Belgium, studying with him. And that's how it started, actually, this prayer, unveiling. How am I gonna bridge the knowledge that I received as an actress, the tools that I received as an actress, with this medicine path and medicine way that started coming into my life. And then 3 years later, I attended my first woman's circle. And that's
women's circle. What is that? What
this one in particular, please repeat.
Is it the red tent? Or
this one was not a red tent.
No?
This one was not. No, this was like under the guidance of Carolyn Hillier. And it was 120 women joined in this circle, and it was a singing circle. It was a wild song camp.
Wild song camp. Wow, I should go there. Oh my God.
I know.
Wow, singing camp. Okay.
Yeah. So imagine, you know, sleeping in your tent on the land, showering with spring water, singing 3 days, screaming, connecting. Yeah, this is where I actually first heard about the term red tent. And where I was actually first time attending a woman's circle. I'd never been before to the woman's circle. I didn't know anything about it. And
where was it located?
In England.
England. Okay. Do we have any of this here in Slovenia? Do you have these women's circles? Do you organize it? No.
Yeah.
In non-COVID times.
Yeah, we have like well, pre-COVID, let's put it like this. Pre-COVID, I would have circles like in spaces, in places. And then in the summer, we would have wild gatherings. So in the nature.
Wow.
Because that's I think that, I mean, the way I see it, we learn so much from the nature, and we are such a big and transcendent part of the nature, particularly women. And if we wanted to change anything within our structure, ourselves, it's like when we connect to the earth and to the elements, so much happens.
Yes.
So much.
Yes. I've healed myself numerous times like this, just going into the woods. Or for example, I do some yoga, you know, like asanas too, when I seriously just ground myself. For example, the tree asana and stuff like this. It has to be. You basically cannot even heal, without nature properly, I think. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. You always get me, you know, like, thinking. So yeah. Yeah, like,
I hear you. So that's how it started with this woman. There was a lady who was in menopause already, and probably that was the first woman that was in menopause in my life. Yeah, because I didn't have a mother or, you know, any female around me like that would really teach me the women's ways. And this is what I think, that we are all as women. So when I share my story, I know that I'm not alone in the story, because this is what happened to all of us women. Our stories were lost. Our knowledge was lost. What we would receive in a red tent, so initiation, knowledge about womb, knowledge about bleeding, knowledge about hurts, knowledge about birthing, like all of that we would receive in a red tent. Yeah, knowledge about pleasure and sexuality. Yeah. And all of that, and songs, and life, you know, and recipes, and community taking care of children, not just one woman being the big mama to that one child. So for the first time, I've heard about red tent, and I've heard about that during the bleeding time that I should rest, that I should stop, put down everything. And I'm coming really from the patriarchal background, you know. My father comes from Bosnia, Serbia. It's really like the man is the man, and then later comes the woman. You know, we serve men, yeah. And when this lady spoke that she takes 5 days off every month, wow, and she bleeds, and her husband is taking care of the children, wow, and cooking and taking care of them, and she's in her red tent taking care of her own needs, replenishing herself, regenerating herself. And I was mesmerized, and I was like, you really do that? And she said, yeah, I did when I was bleeding. Now I'm in menopause. I have different rhythms now, but I did that. It was like, this is essential for me to really trust my body and honor it.
Honor it, yeah.
Honor it, honor the cycle that I am in. And this was one of the things that really touched me. Then the second thing that was, I didn't know that I have prejudice against women until I was in a circle of women. And I was seeing, oh, this fear is coming up front related to women, and this prejudice and this story and this and we didn't do anything except singing and being together, and all of this shit was just going from me, you know, going away from me. And I was like, we need this. If something that is really impacted us as women is that we've lost, and we are rebirthing it, yeah, but that we've lost sisterhood, that we've lost support from each other, like true support, true working together, true, like really being together, really doing it together, supporting each other. And that's one of the wounds of this patriarchal system and of everything that happened past few centuries, past few hundred years. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, I just recently, maybe a year ago, found out that that basically before you get your period, you also have to rest, and then between, so when you get your bleeding, then you have to rest, and then after your this bleeding period, you feel so much more energized. I never knew about that, and this is basically why we have to let go for at least those 5 days in a month,
Yeah.
in each month, yeah, of all the everything. So but especially the hard work, or maybe even, you know, like to go in front of, you know, like people, or to be exposed somewhere, or do something, you know, like it's best if you can wait. But unfortunately we cannot do this all the time. We cannot afford every single month this, but let's just keep it in mind that you will be, dear women, that you will be so much more energized, and work will be like so much more playful and easier if you give yourself those 5 days every month, and honor your, as you said very beautifully, honor yourself. You'd be surprised. And I did this now that I didn't rest when I should in during this winter time. I was very active, and I have to say that it wasn't very energizing, the nature. And this is also what you taught me. You put it so beautifully. You're like a poet. And I come from my father is a poet, and my mother is a writer. So this was so beautifully said, that you said you can ask me, as in Mother Nature, you can ask for Mother Nature for more grapes and for more apples and for more, I don't know what. But Mother Nature says, it's winter now. It's winter and I'm going to rest, and you can do what you want to. I'm going to take some time off now. Okay. This is so, well, and this is why we seriously have to honor ourselves. You're not going to do anything good to you if you get tired, and then after you stop bleeding, you're tired, you're even more tired, and then you just, it goes like this for years and years, and then we wonder, why the heck am I so drained, and how can now what do I have to take some years then off, or maybe I get some serious disease, or seriously something stops me, and then you just have to rest and lay down.
Yeah, it's true, we deplete ourselves. But I have to add something, because I wanted to study with one Mexican shamaness a couple years ago, and she had a prerequisite. Yeah, like if you wanted to enter her school, you had to promise that you would take 4 bleeding days off every month without skipping.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like, you can't enter the school until you sign that you will do that.
Cool. It's so cool. Oh,
yes, I agree, but I have to add that how much are you able within your circumstances and your life to take off, to let go? Maybe you can't take 4 full days. Maybe you can't take even 3 full days. Maybe you can add the other half of the day after your job. You know, because as a freelancer, we have different possibilities. Like, we were supposed to have this conversation last week, and unexpectedly my period came. So I said, I'm sorry, it's a no from me this week. Let's meet next week. Because
yeah, first I was like, huh? And then I was like, I listened to your interviews, and then it clicked. Of course, you shouldn't. Yeah. Even the makeup doesn't feel right when you bleed, and there's nothing wrong with you. You should just simply rest and lay down and not put
amen.
makeup and parade yourself in front of people. Maybe it wouldn't be the best time. Yeah, unexpectedly, but still, yeah, with a reason.
Also the energy that it is, because okay, now I'm opening out, you know, so I've bled, I've had my time off, I went inward, I had my winter, and now it's spring, and we have then the juices. And so when we are working with our cycle, it's like for most of the time we can predict the energies that are present, so we can plan our life around that. So if I know I have on my clue the period is coming there, so I know that just before the period I cannot structure something that is super heavy. Oh, I have to do this within. So now, for example, now I'm on my 7th, 8th day, so I've exited the red tent, I've stopped bleeding, the energies have started rising, and now I feel like, yeah, now I should make a plan. Now, yeah, let's make a plan. What are the goals for this month? I can work with affirmations, I can work with a positive attitude, because this energy, I can't work with positive affirmations before bleeding. I'm working with a fuck off meditation before bleeding. Yeah.
yeah. So,
you know, just the necessities before bleeding. What is essential to do? I worked yesterday with a client, and usually we all like a one-on-one, and usually like she's really smooth, and you know, how are you, and good evening, and and then we slowly proceed toward the theme and topic that we're gonna work. And yesterday she was like, my period is coming like now. So it was like we didn't even say hello when the Zoom open. She was like, okay, let me tell you about the exercise that I did. You know? And I was like, the period magic, you know? It's gonna come like now. And that's the energy. When you know, then you can use this energy. Like, okay, so before the period, I can use the energy. Okay, what are the necessities? What is the ultimate that I have to do? Tough, tough, tough. I'm gonna do it because I can't waste my energy. I don't have energy to waste.
Previously. Okay. So first you do the heavy something, you do the yeah, and then
Yes,
you
bleed and the structure. If we go through the structure, so now in the follicular phase, so after I've exited my winter, I enter my spring. Yeah. And how is the spring? Yeah, that's the energy that I have. I'm a teenager. I have palm, and the mind is sharp. It's not so much about empathy here. It's about I have work to do. You know, I have work to do. I have my goals. I have my dreams. I'm a Wonder Woman. Here comes the Wonder Woman.
Yes.
She comes, and she's like, okay, we've got stuff to do. Let's write that down. Let's write about the mental capacities. How can I use these mental capacities that I have to support me in my goals? What do I want to achieve? Write that down. Yeah, write that down. And then we work with this. Yeah. During the ovulatory phase, it's like checking in. What am I actually doing to support this dream happen? How am I actually nurturing this? So imagine if you would be pregnant, you would nurture that seed within you. Yeah. And the same is like if in after the bleed, we planted idea, and now this idea is becoming a seed, like a concrete project that I'm going to work on, and I'm going to nurture it. So what do I need? How can I support this project? Also, if I'm scheduling, for example, if I want to talk, if I have a boss, if I want to talk to a boss, this is a good period to talk to a boss, follicular ovulatory, because we are radiant, yeah? And we can ask for what we want. We can ask for the raise. We can ask for better circumstances for us, or for maybe for our own office, or for upgrading something within our life. We can make our life better. And then we have this idea also of the society that only this period, the follicular and ovulatory, are the best, yeah? Because we are juicy and open and young in terms of open to the world. Sometimes, many times for us women, it's a challenging time to actually understand that this is one of the phases, or two of the phases. And then will come the time to use other energies, more feminine, when we go a little bit inward and reflect. So how did I do? How can I restructure the things that I worked with this month? Yeah. What needs changes? How did I do? How was this month behind me? Yeah. How much did I honor myself? Also, did I replenish myself? And during the luteal phase, we care for each other. Yeah, we enter automatically into this. Oh, Szeréna, how are you? Let me listen to your problems. You know, let me nurture you. Let me be your mama. You know, because we entered into that space. And in the follicular phase, you know, you can speak about problems, and yeah, I understand them, but I don't empathize so much because I'm in my head, more here, happening here. And in luteal phase, I'm going more. So after the ovulation, I start going more toward the womb, without me working on it. Yeah, it's if we resist going from here down, Then sometimes the womb calls us, okay, let me give you cramps, and say, hi, babe, come down. Yeah, you know. And so that, but what I wanted to emphasize also, that we start honoring that this and understanding that the dreaming space, so when we are entering into bleeding, is essential, because we really open ourselves. Just like when you give birth, you really open yourself. Yeah, you really surrender. And in the bleeding time, if we take as much time as we are able to within our lives to rest, replenish, drink soups, sleep, 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 we can hear then the dreams that are knocking on our heart, on our psyche. We can hear our soul listening. We can listen to these whispers that are there, yeah? And from those whispers, we then actually make a plan in the follicular phase. Not just, I have to do this because my list is super juicy and big, but it's because I've listened to this being in me, and she was telling me, now it's time for this. Now it's time for this dream, to pursue this dream. And then this is related to our dreams, but it's also like if we have marriages, if we have children and friends, and sometimes there are challenges, it's also how we can work then with these challenges, because when we are in that space, first of all, we can let go of the energies of the previous months if we are consciously bleeding, if we have time. Because what is the womb? The womb, she holds and she lets go. That's her nature. That's the woman. She holds and she lets go. Yeah. And what am I holding in my womb?
What is it? Anger? Is it frustration? Is it all the shit that has been, you know, like just putting it there throughout the month? Or do you store something nice, or can you let go?
Yeah.
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 Emma, yeah, this is one of the things that you taught me. What do we store in our womb? How much pain or frustration, or sometimes even people, right? Souls. There are people inside of our body. When I meditated, the meditation that you gave me, I saw inside of my womb my baby girl. And this was a really challenging time for me, because she was going to preschool again. She was going to school for now the third time. So first of all, in September, it was new for her to go to preschool. And then we went back after this Corona phase, so in February. And then she got sick, so again a period of time she didn't go to preschool. And the third time she went back, and it was also like from the beginning, like every time, you know, like it's a huge stress for her. And of course it was one for me too. And I felt this, oh, something is not right here, something is not, I cannot calm her, I cannot do, how can I calm her? I'm not calm myself. And I meditated, and she was inside. I felt this pressure. I felt this helplessness. I felt this imbalance. But what can I do now? And I closed my eyes, and as you guided me through that meditation, she was there. And I was like, oh, holy shit. Yeah, I do have some unresolved. Although I adore her, I wanted her. I feel like she was okay, not like a missing part, because obviously I'm a whole person, but yeah, something that like, healed me. She actually, by giving birth to her, the moment they gave her to me, I felt something. I don't know what it was. I think it was healing. I call it healing. And it was so beautiful. And she was there, and she was this. Yeah, I had to work on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
So much. Yeah, and it's so great that every month we clean this out and it goes away. The negative, the old energies, they,
Mhm.
am I right? Am I saying it
Yes.
correct? Correct me. You're the, I don't know at all. We
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
the negative, the old just goes away from us, just with
yeah,
our bleeding.
yeah,
Thank God.
yeah. Yeah. The stresses, the store. Like if you imagine you have a house and that house, you know, oh, I don't need this. I'm gonna put it in that room, in one room that we have in the house. That is a storage room for all the things that we don't need to see immediately. And that's how it happens with the womb. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like what we were doing, like in the meditation, but also the ladies who are listening, it's what you can do. It's just connect to your womb, connect your loving hearts into your hands and put it on your womb and just listen, like, what is in my womb? What am I holding? And what I can release? Is what I'm holding feeding me and nurturing me? Is it replenishing me? Do I want to have this in my womb? And what can I release? Like, we can visualize seeing either energies or emotions or people or something within our womb, colors or objects. And is this something that I want to hold in my womb? And if the answer is no, you imagine and visualize with the breath exiting that is going out of your womb. You are releasing that. And particularly with bleeding, you can imagine that with bleeding, it's like going through the cervix and it's going down toward the earth, toward the exit of your womb and going out of your system. Releasing, like saying, I am willing to release. I am willing to let go. I'm willing. And then when you release, it's like, okay, what can I invite? And we can invite just light in the beginning, just light to enter into our womb and to nourish and replenish, like inviting the light that is joyful, that it's happy, that has tenderness, that has love, and invite that light into your womb. Yeah. And how does then that feel? How does womb move differently? How is she now? How is she now? And practicing this during mount, like, what is in my womb? What am I holding? What am I releasing? And we can release with blood or with breath or with imagination, with visualization. Yeah. We should just have in our womb love and juice and creativity and nurturing life and these energies, and not ex-partners and whatever stories that we received in our life, also from the ancestors. Yeah,
Very important.
Yeah. So then our projects, our life is infused with this joy, with this energy. Yeah, that we just, for example, planted a little seed now, and our life is then infused with these qualities.
So important for the creativity too, for all of you artists here, because I have a lot of artistic beautiful ladies here too. Suzana, so you're on the right place. So yeah, it is so fascinating. A lot of women here are writers. I have a few painters too, so Fascinating. Yeah, very important to keep that fire in the belly. As one of the lovely ladies here, I always refer to her. She's my great friend. She's from the USA. Colleen, if you're here, hi to you. She referred. She's a Reiki master and metaphysics, and she's all into this. And also, she gives facials, so all into beauty, holistic beauty, and she teaches me so much too. She's my great friend, and she's inside of my program too, the 3-month program. So first she gives this Reiki healing so that we can do on the mental barriers, and then we can get to action, taking action, right? So yeah, this has to be, these few points have to be there too, because you have to first mentally prepare, but you have to be there physically too. So Colleen always says that this fire in the belly, when I feel it, because she's very creative, when I feel that fire in my belly, so that is such a nice phrase. She put it so nicely. Yeah, fire in the belly. It has
But
to be.
the ovaries are the fire, yeah. The ovaries are the fire. It's pure fire, and the womb is the earth. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Is it a good sign if I feel my ovaries, as you know, like it's warm and it's, like full of something, or is it better if it's calm and I don't think I can even feel the, I think I know the answer, but just for the other ladies, what if I try to connect with these parts? What is best to okay, I don't think we can generalize it, but
yeah. So tell me for yourself. Please tell me for yourself.
For example, my left ovary was like this really red or more brown, like it was very hot. It was very just like almost not a ticking bomb, but it was a lot of, I think, a lot of pressure. So pressure, yeah, I think. Am I right? Yeah.
I'm listening here because it's your womb.
Yeah. And the other ovary, when I meditated, was green. It wasn't negative, but it wasn't particularly like, like it wasn't absent. It was there, but it didn't cause me any trouble. I think it was like, okay, not wow and not oh either. And at the beginning, my womb was full of, I think that, yeah, some kind of like a anger, maybe a little bit. So anger, red, black, like some triangles. Maybe I'm gonna be just like very raw and very honest with you about this. Yeah. So this was it when I meditated.
It's always like one of the things that I always emphasize when I'm talking to my ladies. It's like, I don't know all the answers. Your body does. Yeah. Because one of the things that we received during past period of life, let's put it like that, it's like that we always have the guru, and the guru knows everything. And that guru can be, the man, the church, the religion, the somebody who has knowledge over your body, the doctors, knowledge over your body. Okay. So it's like, please, what I share, check it within your body, check with your own truth, check with your own body and see with your own body. So what you were saying and referring to, so if we are going to the right one first, to the green one, what does this mean to me? How does this relate to my ovary, to my life? How am I expressing myself? And then we can go deeper into, in the workshops related to the ovaries. But how does it relate to my life? How do I feel about this? What does this mean to me? Yeah, write that down. And what you were saying, the expressions, you know, the ticking bomb on the left. Yeah, I mean, the ticking bomb, it's a pretty strong expression for the ovary. So it's, well, what is this ticking bomb actually trying to tell me? What is this ticking bomb trying to tell me? And because you've said that you have artists in your group, you know, sometimes we can't express with words, but maybe we can paint or write it down or go for a walk with this question. What does this mean to me? What does this mean? Womb, communicating with the womb, communicating with the ovaries, communicating, you know, with all those pleasure spots. What does this mean to me? Wherever is overactive energy or a absent energy, if there's no ovary, I can't feel my ovary, what does that mean? If it's overacting, what does this mean? What does it want to tell me? What does it want to communicate? If it feels the energy is blocked, there's no flow, if there's no connection between left and right ovary, what does this mean to me? You know, how are the fallopian tubes? Is the energy between ovaries and the womb connected? Or is just ovary working and there's nothing happening with the womb? Are they connected, you know? But this is, I think it's already the next chapter of work, but just like really, when we receive the sensations in the body, working with the sensation, asking the sensation, what does it want to communicate to us? And then working with that, how it wants to communicate. Writing, dreaming, going on a walk with it, meditating on that, going to the bath and being with that question. What does it want to communicate and how it relates to my life? How it relates to my life.
It's so important. Yeah. To be in touch with ourselves. Yeah. But you know, one more thing I have to mention that you said it beautifully, that it shouldn't be just one time. Okay, we just go and check our womb and check our chakras and check our, you know, like, do you think that this is gonna work? You come here every, you know, like few months and you check, yeah, with the magic, yeah. And you think that this is gonna just like work it out itself? You think that 5 minutes a year is gonna solve all your problems? The very good thing I think would be to be in touch with ourselves, maybe daily if we could, or yeah, ideally, but certainly not a few times per life.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I was joking in between your words. It's like pelvic exam every 3 years, and every 3 years you're going down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is also what the way we started our conversation today. We didn't receive this knowledge. Yeah. Our mothers didn't speak about sexuality, about bleeding. Most of us, when we received our period, what happened? Here is your pad, don't talk about it. If we would go into the, how was your first bleeding? If I would talk to the ladies, if we would share our bleeding story, how did it begin? How did your bleeding story begin? And what imprints did you receive then in the beginning of your feminine journey? Yeah, and how is that still impacting you? And that's that, and then also, you know, the lower parts, that's shameful down there, you know. We don't talk about pleasure, we don't talk about sensuality, but sensuality, it's not just sexuality, you know, it's also how we flirt with life and with projects and with, you know, with life, how, you know. And so when we suppress that, when we receive the suppression, and our mothers and grandmothers, they lived in different periods, you know, they had to put bread on the table. That was the main problem, you know. It was war here in this part of the world. that's what they had to provide. We have now the opportunity to go, okay, so we have this basic, let's go deeper. We can go deeper. They didn't have a chance, and they were still very much under the church energies. We are exiting, you know, we are talking about the inner child. For them, it's like, what kind of inner child? What's that?
Well,
You know?
they would probably die, and our ancestors, if they would think about this all the time. Yeah, of course, they had to put bread, they had to work. Yes, but these are different times now. Yeah.
It's like every generation goes forward. That's the nature of life. That's the nature of life. It's like we grow. Yeah, we grow. This is how much I'm able to do. This is how much I'm able to plant the seeds. And then the next generation comes and takes over and takes over. So yeah, that.
Yeah, that is so beautifully said. Susanna, I would like to ask you to give us some infos where we can find you, some infos about your upcoming workshops, or if you have, you know, anything that you would like to share with us, because I am pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that women here will try to contact you because of your great knowledge. So maybe you could guide them.
Yes, yeah. So it's
Can
like
we-
this. So it's like this. So we are speaking in English here, and most of my work and website and all of that, that's Slovene, and the workshops that are pre-recorded are Slovene, and the group that I have is in Slovene. Yeah. But the ladies can contact me directly via email and write to me, and we could, if they're interested in working one-on-one, that's one of the option. And then they can also express that they would like to be added for the maybe May, if I am able to finish the dreaming till then. For the group workshops. But I work, like I said, I work one-on-one in English, and for those who speak Slovene, they can check. We will write that down.
Yeah, please.
The emails and all of that. But there are workshops. With this particular one is very dear to my heart. It's in the embrace of the ancestors. And this is what you took, and we work with the womb, we work with the ovaries and with the G's, and with the message of our ancestors. And yeah, that. And also when we work individually, we did the same, but it's just like you are the main center then, that we work with your desire, with your question, with your dreaming. Yeah.
So cool. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful. I encourage everyone to join the Skupnost Bogin Izrazi Sebe group on Facebook, and to purchase the meditation, because it's not only one meditation. This workshop was beautiful, very healing. And baby ladies, if somebody we have watching, please, do you have any questions you can maybe ask? We have one comment. Very healing. Just a second. How can I? And baby. Yeah. Why? Oh, wow. So many beautiful. Do you have any questions? How can I now? Okay, like this. Yes. So many beautiful thoughts, says Bori. But my favorite, how do we flirt with life? Thank you, ladies. This is the comment that we got, Susanna. This is my dear friend Bori. Hello, much love to you, my dear friend Bori. So yeah, how do we flirt with life? This was one thing that moved me too, Susanna. So you're a true poet. Is there anything that you would like to add here, my dear friend?
Oh, so women of the world are gathering together. We're creating a world unafraid of feeling. We're initiating healing. So rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Ženske sveta se zbiramo. Skupaj mi ustvarjamo. Svet, ki je ozdravljen. Svet, ki je pripravljen. Zato vstani, vstani, vstani. Svojo ljubezen kaži. Zato vstani, vstani, vstani. Svojo dušo izrazi, svojo dušo izrazi, svojo dušo izrazi.
Whoa, I didn't even know the English version because I didn't find it anywhere, but you translated it to Slovene, right? This is your translation, and it's so beautiful. And when I heard it the first time, all day long I was playing it. It was na 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 all day long, and I had to mention this to Suzana. Would you like to sing, maybe? And we didn't even rehearse, and we didn't even say how it would turn out. And it was so. You have such a voice of an angel. Seriously, wow. You are a true healer. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for all the help that you've helped me and other women too. And you are an extraordinary and exceptional woman.
Thank you, beautiful mirror. Thank you, beautiful mirror. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, mirror, right? That is so true. That is so nice. Dear Wonder Women, I hope you enjoyed today's session. It was a little bit of speaking, goofing around, singing and everything. I'll see you next week. Have a lovely day and much love to you. Bye-bye, women. Bye-bye, Suzana.
Bye-bye, dears.
Bye.